Hello and welcome to another weekly vlog. Yes, I'm sat here. We're in Foxes today. Don't know if I should use this or not. This is this the tart one or is this a copy of the tart one? I can't remember. Yes, this is a copy of the tart one. This is Rimmel, but there's a under eye concealer which is Tarte tape or something, which is probably the best one. Anyway, I've switched you on that Darren's about to come in. Mega racket. So we'll let him come in through the creaky door. There it is. I think every door in our house does that. Can't do it in there. So, I am here to update you on the saga of the car. As Charlotte Dobry would say, bombastic side eye. So, let me, what's the word? Refresh your memory. Sorry, I literally have got half hour before I have to go out, so I want to do this before I go out. So, look, I've got this moisturiser that I've just put on, and when I then put on makeup, it starts to like, Molly, stop licking the seat, that dog licking seats. I don't think this under eye thing's very good, to be honest with you. We've got the dentist today, all three of us, for a checkup, which was cancelled twice. I was actually hoping they'd cancel it today because I'm not in the mood. I'm struggling a bit with the old pains right now with the fibre. Look, can you see how that's all doing that? Look. It's whatever moisturiser I've put on. When I put makeup on top of it, I'm trying to remember what one I used today. It was just, I can't remember. Look at the colour of my face without makeup. Rimmel lasting finish today. So, our car is an electric car. If I'd have known, I would have never had an electric car. You're probably thinking, oh, it's good now, Lisa, to have an electric car with everything that's going on. I don't know. So, we were told when we got the car, you'll have heard me, if you've been watching my vlogs, you'll have heard me, not to charge it past 80% because of the battery. So religiously, we hadn't charged it beyond 80% until, as you will remember, we had to drive to Dublin to go to the gig, which is 140 miles each way, roughly. 150, let's say. And full 80% charge gives you about 160 miles, okay? So 160 miles is just enough to get you there if it does 160 miles, and if nothing happens, and if there's no traffic jams, and if you find somewhere to charge. So I had found somewhere 20 miles outside of Dublin to charge, and we did. Before we set off, we charged it to 100%, not 80, to get maximum out of it. And when we left, I think it was showing 188 miles. That's on 100% charge. Right, so I'm not going to go through the palaver of what happened. Remember, we lost 20 odd miles sat in a heated car park. So that car on a full charge is meant to get you 250 miles. If it's really excessively shit weather and it's raining and it's cold, you should get at least 220 out of it, apparently. 188, or no, was it? Yeah, 188 it was, on 100% charge, so obviously that's significantly less. On top of the fact that it's significantly less, it loses tons. So the garage took our car back about a month ago now, and we've had that shitty BMW that I don't like. For loads of reasons. It's a fucking BMW, that's enough as far as I'm concerned. And we've been phoning, we've been chasing. They let the car sit for 3 weeks, did jack shit with it. They don't have a Skoda dealer at the garage anymore. This garage have been brilliant before. As a matter of fact, it's further away than our nearest garage, and we've travelled that distance purely because their customer service was so good. But they've lost the Skoda contract and it's gone to a different garage in Ballymena. They told us they were centralising operations, which is bullshit. We spoke to Darren phoned the other Skoda dealer and was asking them questions about the Skoda. because they no longer have a Skoda dealer, so there was no one with any know-how to ask questions to. And when he was talking to them, he told them that they'd said centralising operations, and he says, no. He says, they lost the contract because we got the contract. And the stuff that we were telling him, he's like, oh my, like, absolutely not. That, you know, basically you've been lied to. So anyway, 3 weeks, they let our car sit and did nothing to it. Just, oh, well, chased it a couple of times. We're having real difficulty getting a Skoda mechanic, basically somebody to look at it, because they don't do Skoda anymore. Like, that's a fucking excuse. So I really need to spray some window cleaner, mirror cleaner on this bloody mirror, because look at the state of it. If Darren was on, he would have enjoyed that. He laughs at the way Northern Irish people say mirror. 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 Yeah, that's the way we say it. What can I say? So anyway, and I don't know if they phoned Darren today, or if Darren, yes, I have taken the red off my cheeks. I am putting the red back onto my cheeks. I know, I'm aware, it's ridiculous, but it's not the same red. We're trying to look like we're alive. We're not going to leave it like that, don't worry. So, do I put powder on over this, or do I leave it just foundation? I don't know. A lot of people are putting red on their nose. I'm not quite on it. It's supposed to look like sun-kissed, isn't it? Sun-kissed. I'll never be bloody sun-kissed. You see, I don't like wearing, I haven't been wearing makeup for quite a while, but it's this rash thing, which I got new stuff online. I've only been using it for 3 days, and I think it's really helping. I think the redness has gone down significantly. So anyway, do we put powder on? Them bloody lines on my forehead. My face feels really greasy without powder. Do we put powder on? Yes, we put powder on. Don't know whether to or not. So anyway, whoever calls whoever this morning, I get up and Darren's on the phone with them. I haven't asked who phoned who. I think they phoned him. So they said, listen to this. So they've had the car like a month. We're having problems getting the car to the charge that it's meant to have. No shit, Sherlock, that's why you've got it. So what we're asking is, maybe it's something to do with how you are charging it. Can you take the car back and do like 5 charges on it? So that's like at least 5 weeks then, worth of having the car. And write down how much power you're getting each time and mileage and this, that and the other. And fill out this questionnaire, and then we'll look at it from there. Darren's like, fuck that. So he said to them, right, you know, we'll leave the car up tomorrow. We can't because we're too busy tomorrow. We're going out today also, so that's... And Nicor man, fucking boiler man's coming tomorrow as well. So we can't be leaving the house. I have to take care of it and Sophie to soft play tomorrow. Anyway, tomorrow's a busy day. And he's just phoned the company that cover the insurances for it, that we've got it through. And they says no. They said that's not good enough. We've been keeping them updated as well. And they said, right. And they've given Darren another phone number, because he's been discussing all the way through, and they've said, right, if they sort it, if they rectify it, if they give you the car back and it's sorted, then there's nothing really you can do. Because what we want to do right now is pull out of the we want to get out of the contract and get a different car. That's, you know, basically, because it's a higher thing. We pay so much every month. So that's what we want. But we had to pay, you have to pay an upfront, I think it was £400 we had to pay. Also, when you leave your car back, you get a good car. Every time we've had a car, we've got it back because you're handing it back in good condition. And I think that's worth like 400 or 500 quid. So what's happened is every time we've switched the car, you have to switch every 3 years. Every time we've changed the car, we've got a good condition bonus back, and we've used that to pay for the upfront payment. A lot of the cars is like £1,000 to £3,000 upfront payment. We can't afford that. So we've been using the money that we got for good condition for basically paying for the upfront payment, and then we pay so much every month, but we don't pay car insurance, we don't pay tax. Any issues, it never has to go to a garage, and financially it actually works out better for us, because some money that I get for the condition I have goes towards it also. So anyway, which at any time I could lose, so you know what I mean, it's one of those things. So he's got another number to call, and the plan is that either we may be taking it to the other Skoda dealership in town for them to look at it for an independent opinion. I watch people doing makeup, or not because I watch people doing makeup, I don't. I love to watch Charlotte Dobray's like reaction videos. She's hilarious, I love her. And it's like a lot of the time it's her reacting to people telling stories about something, and when the women are telling the stories, they're always doing their makeup, which is not why I'm doing this, I'm just stuck in time. But see the contour that they put all around here and up around here, and how dark it is. It's like, what? Why is that so dark? I don't know. Maybe because I'm so pale, everything shows up. And I don't like to put loads, you know, you may think I do put loads of makeup on, but I don't. I'm not blessed with pretty features or pretty face. I'm not being down on myself, it's the fucking truth. So either it's taken me double the length of time to fucking tell you the thing because I'm distracted. So either it's going to go to the other Skoda dealership for them to have a look at it, for them to say, this is what's wrong. This garage is saying, we don't know what's wrong, but it's not achieving the charge. And it's like, well, that's what we've been telling you. Obviously the battery was already replaced on Christmas Day, on Boxing, was it Christmas Day? But it was Boxing Day it was replaced because it went on Christmas night. The car alarm started going off and it's like, what the hell's going on? And it turns out it was the battery, because then the car was completely dead. Now, we went to Belfast on Christmas Eve and I was at my dad's on Christmas Day, so at any point that car could have gone. And we've the two dogs here on their own. We can't like not go home. It's not a question of, oh well, just you could stay at your dad's. No, we can't, with two dogs in the house. So we could have been really stuck. As a matter of fact, even though it was really unlucky what happened to the car, it was exceedingly lucky that we were at home when it happened. Because, like I say, we'd been in Belfast. Christmas Eve, Belfast, can you imagine? So, what was the other thing? So that was one. Oh, the RAC was the other one. So through this company, obviously, that's another good thing as well. If you break down or if anything happens to your car, you get free RAC call out as well. So they're either going to take it to the independent garage, we are, when we collect it, and they're going to have a look at it and tell us. And obviously they will do a good job for two reasons. They have a Skoda expert there, and if we do get out of this contract, if they can prove to us, yes, this car is faulty, they've been taking the piss, then if we can get out of the contract, we'll be going to them instead. So obviously it benefits them to provide us with good service at this point. So I'll make sure to read reviews and stuff before I switch, because the one out here that my parents had, remember that Shara shit that sold them a car that wasn't worth, I'm going to have to get some form of tape. I see girls put tape here and then they get a really nice sharp line from their darker eyeshadow. I just want to put a little bit of makeup on so I don't look dead. That's it. That's all I want to achieve. Nothing, that's too much. Nothing more than that. So Darren is now on the phone, I think, with the second number to see what we're going to do. You never get anywhere fast, so I'm not expecting any great shakes at the minute. But basically we'll have the car back probably Thursday, because we were too busy today and tomorrow to go get it at the hours, because Isaac's got his guitar at school, so he needs picking up as well, because he's got a guitar, school bag. It's impossible to carry everything on the bus. Of course they would want it back when we had done a full charge and paid nearly 20 quid to charge it. So get as many miles used off it before it goes back as possible. I can hear Darren talking. So I shall obviously let you know. And I got a parcel yesterday from Suze. You've heard me talk about Suze. I watch her vlogs. She's the only vlogger I watch. Every channel I watch is like movie channels, like film review channels. It's more for a social thing, you know, like I really like the people's channels. That I don't watch anyone's channel that I don't like. I just won't. I stopped watching Sniper Wolf after I got wind of just her personality from stuff I heard, proven stuff from elsewhere. Sniper Wolf was a reaction channel. Really, really pretty female gamer. But there's this other female gamer called Ali Cakes, who I don't watch, but she really bullied her and said, you're copying me, and said really nasty stuff about her appearance. And I mean, girls need to stick together these days and, you know, push each other up, not the other way around. And then it was proven that this girl, Ali Kex, hadn't been copying Sniper Wolf. It was the other way around, and some guy went back through all of their content and he put up their thumbnails, and it was ridiculous. It basically, all of these thumbnails that Sniper Wolf had used were carbon copies, exactly the same as thumbnails that Ali Kex had used maybe years previously. She just copied them all, and then she had the cheek to come on and slag this girl off and say, "You copying me." And somebody had said, "Oh look, the two of you wore the same outfit to a..." There's no way they would have known. They basically both showed up to some con in different places dressed as the same character. And when someone pointed it out, one girl was like, "Oh, awesome, you know, like a new female YouTuber gamer friend, this will be fantastic." Sniper Wolf was like, "Ugh, you know, don't compare me to people that blah blah," and then slagged off her body and stuff. And it's like, piss off. Anyway, I stopped watching her and I started watching Charlotte Dobray. Came across her completely by accident. I love her. I think she's great. Really sort of empowering, funny, just a girl's girl, just, you know, a nice person. Why was I talking about that? Why am I talking about that? Suze, that's why I'm talking about that. So the only channels I tend to watch are movie reviews with people I'm friends with. Charlotte Dobray for entertainment, and Suze is the only vlogging channel I watch. I would watch more vlogging channels, but I've never come across one that I've connected with before. Like I used to watch Tim Tracker, but it's like Kelly, my friend, says. She said they've become really unrelatable because they go on so many expensive fucking holidays that it's like, ugh, they're on a cruise again, they're on this, they're on that, and it's like, it's just got to the point of like jealousy probably. But anyway, so anyway, I watched Suze's vlogs. Her vlogging channel is called Aw Suze, AWWSUZE. I've watched her for a lot of years now. And she's a habit of sending me little presents, which she should not be doing. And yesterday I got a new mount for my car, for my phone, for Car Waffle. Remember I was whinging and complaining? And I'm like, I refuse to, yes, I could go and buy one, but I'm like, this car's going back. I've got one on my other car. And now it's arrived yesterday. Now I'm giving the car back. It's, oh, fuck. Oh. But what I'm going to do is I am actually going to keep it. I'm not going to mount it on this fucking gobshite of a car. I am hopefully, if we get to change cars, it will go on my new car. So thank you so much, Suze. You shouldn't have. It was so kind of you. So if you're wondering why I'm not going to be putting it up in that car, I don't want... Some of these mounts, I don't know about that one because I haven't tried to put it on yet, but they are so... When you put them on and take them off once, they lose a lot of their strength. I don't know if that one will, but I know a lot of them do, so I'm not wasting it on that fucking car, so I'm keeping it, and hopefully it'll go in my new car. Listen to me, new car. Like I've decided I'm getting a new car. And things like that never work out for me, so that's not going to happen. I don't know why I'm even saying it. I want my eyebrows done. I tell you what, I want Botox. Have I put that on the wrong side? Shit. That's too dark. I want my eyebrows done. I want Botox done. And I would like my eyelashes done. I shall never get my eyelashes done because then I know that forever I have to have my eyelashes done. I can't afford it. Why is that so dark brown? That's supposed to be the ginger side. Botox, I'm not going to say I wouldn't if I had the money, because this fucking forehead of mine is the bane of my life. That makeup has went into it already, can you see? And I've only been sat here like 10-15 minutes. Eyebrows, I may be tempted to get them shaped once and then like look after them myself after, you know what I mean? Once the shape's done nicely, then I can look after them. I tell you what it is, you get to a certain age and so much of your face and your neck, you look at and you're like, oh fuck. You feel like you have to make the most of what you've got, and it's getting to the point, you know, I'm like, I don't know what, it's not getting to the point of doing things because it looks nice. Kelly got me this for Christmas a few years ago and I had no idea what it was. It's actually, you open it and you're like, that's white. It's not white. Well, actually you can see it's not white. When I first opened it, it looked white. All of these are like, they're like little highlighters, Kat Von D. One of them's got a violet tinge, one has blue, one has green, and the one I probably use most, as you can see. I use them all, but this one I use most has got pink. And what it's for is like for in here. Alan's going, what the fuck? It's like just to open the inside of your eye up and make it look a little bit fresher, a little bit. I mean, you probably could put it under, I'm not going to, but you could probably put it underneath, you know, like where you would I wonder, can you use this as highlighter? You know, if you're going out somewhere like, you know, somewhere where you're proper getting made up, I wonder, could you use it like on here? I don't know if you could or not, but yeah. So, I'm still waiting on him coming back. We've started revision for exams. That English that he has to resit, turns out, is on a Thursday, the 7th of May. Then he's got 3 GCSE exams the next Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. So it's literally a few days before his other GCSEs. I was told it was summer. To me, summer isn't the 2nd of fuckers, the 7th of May. It's not summer to me. So I'm not very happy about that. I'm not going to put any eyeliner on today. He's still talking. Wonder what's happening. So, I'll tell you what as well. I would love to get my eyelashes curled. I did it once and it worked really well myself, but the second time I did it, do you remember? I think I put too much glue on and I ended up burning myself. My eye, and it was sore for a long time. And then I over-processed, left the perming thing on for too long, and then my eyelashes curled back on themselves, which made them look even shorter than they were. So we shall be staying away from that. I love longer lashes. When I wear fake eyelashes, I look like a man in drag. I don't know what it is, but that's the truth. I do not sit big. I would like little small inserts to make them a bit thicker and longer, but proper fake eyelashes. If I had any sort of hands about me, I would do what Suze does and use little, she can put little inserts in and it looks really nice. But she's artistic like Darren. No chance. I'm closer to autistic than fucking artistic. Is that offensive? I don't know. Now, I was reading a thing about ADHD. No, ADD. ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, but there's a thing, just ADD, attention deficit disorder. I thought that meant not being able to pay attention, but it doesn't just mean that. And I have so many of the symptoms of this fucking condition. I'm a Centaur and I'm sure I've got this. And he says, are you on the spectrum? And he thinks it's really funny. But honestly, there's so many symptoms that I have. You know, I know I'm a socially awkward person. And I will avoid social situations like the plague. I won't answer the door if I'm in the house, unless it's the postman or the Amazon man and I can see who it is. I don't like to answer the phone when it rings. I think a lot of people like that. But there's loads of things, like overthinking stuff and preparing conversations in advance. And if they say that, I'll say this. And then I'll say, and having excuses for everything. Excuses is the wrong word. Answers for everything. Like when I was leaving Scouts, it's like I had to in advance have in my head, Darren thinks this is weird that I do this and I thought this was normal. Well, if they say this, then I'll say this so that they couldn't. I'm a bad liar, basically. And if I had to lie on the spot, forget it. Absolutely forget it. It's just not happening because I can't. I'm just shit. I don't know if that's a bad or a good thing. But anyway, if I don't want to do something and I don't have the nous like Darren to say, no, I don't want to do that, because I can't do it. I'm unable to say it. Unless I'm going to fall out with you and tell you to piss off, I can't say, no, I don't want to do that. That's ridiculous. I'm an adult, but I can't say that. So I have to like, oh, well, I'm doing this, or I'm going to be too busy with this, or, you know, I am completely incapable of saying, look, I started doing this to help out with admin because you were unwell. Then I got tricked into being a leader and I just keep getting more and more and more stuff thrown on me and I feel like it's taking the piss and it's no fun anymore, so I want to leave. That's the truth. Can I say, and I'll tell you something else I worry about. What if they ever find this and listen to me? That's why I never advertise my vlogging channel, because even though all 3 of you may be watching, I treat this as a diary. So I tell you everything, you know, there's nothing I really keep to myself. You get warts and all, you know what I mean? But, you know, if I'm thinking something, if I've heard something, and I'm telling you it, but then I think, oh shit, you know, what if somebody finds this and, you know, they're offended by this? You know, I could get in a lot of shit. Anyway, that's me changing. That's another thing about this ADD. See the way I go off on a tangent and start talking about something completely different and I forget what I was talking about? That's another symptom. About this preparedness of excuses is one of the symptoms. The social difficulties is another. The over talking when nervous, the inability to say no, the extroverted with their friends but introverted around people they don't. There's so many tick. I think it's ADD, I'm not sure, but honest to God, I could well have it. I don't know. Darren thinks it's fucking hilarious. He keeps calling me on the spectrum and thinks it's funny. That's half an hour. I wanted to keep my vlogs to half an hour. What I'm doing is installing, hoping that Darren will come downstairs so I can tell you what's so he can tell you what's happening. Hair movement. He's told us to take the dogs out and we're supposed to leave in 10 minutes to go into my dad's. Oh, he's got that wood to fix the gate today. Had to buy a section of wood. Hopefully it'll work. I don't know whether we should bring our drill in. Right, I'm going to go because I'll get him to tell me what the crack is and then I'll update you after he's told me. Right, I shall speak to you later. Very short clip, but it's been whatever that is. Hail. My tree's blown down. Whee! Good afternoon. Your eyes do not deceive you. We're back in the car for some car waffle. I would say it's Susie's fault because she bought me a car mount, but we're back in Skoda. Wurzel. I think I updated you. We have to fully charge it 5 times, make notes of percentage, mileage, We're like taking pictures when we get out of it, when we get back in it, to like see if it does what it did in Dublin. But Darren has been talking to a Skoda dealership in town and he's been talking to through the insurance, and now, if I'm right, Skoda actually contacted you and says that. So Darren, he contacted Skoda head office direct, and they now want to look into it. Because basically everything that Skoda says that this car should do, it's not doing. So we'll see what happens. No idea, but our car dealership were absolutely useless. That's all I can say. And from having been going there for 10 years, shan't be going back there again. This will be the last car that we get from them.
I told them that from the customers as well, which was nice.
It's like because we do the rental thing, it means that every 3 years you get your car replaced. So I'm just concentrating because I'm going through roadworks, make sure I'm not going through a red light. I still got through the green. So anyway, that's the update with the car. We're back in our old car. When you set off from Donnelly's, what was the percentage? It was 97, you told me? 95. It's now 76. I won't be anywhere. Or when you set off from, when I say I didn't mean Donnelly's, I meant John Mulholland. I thought it was 90. Well, I've got the text that you sent me.
I took a photograph of it anyway.
So anyway, am I right when I say the only place we've been is you collecting the car yesterday?
Just careful with speed because there's kids
Yeah,
that might have the cameras out.
Is that right? Yesterday?
Yeah, I don't think we've been anywhere else.
Right, well it's gone from 97% to 76%, so that's 21%, and it's now on 143 miles. You haven't done that many miles. So I'm I'm sure we can know when I get home because it's all logged in a book and Darren's photographed I'm sure then that means that from when you got out of it yesterday till now, it's potentially gone down again.
I'll find out. I can pull over.
But basically there is something wrong with it, and it just keeps needing charged and charged and charged, and you can't afford that when, you know. So if this is found to be a fault, which we know it is, does that mean we get recompense for all the money it's cost us charging this?
Don't know.
I'd be pushing for it. So I was going to update you last night or this morning from the house about the latest situation, but I thought no, I'll wait till I'm in the car so you can, for old time's sake, have a bit of car waffle. So me and Darren are headed to pick up Isaac and Stephen to take them to Stephen's house because he's staying over tonight. More about that in a second. Me and Darren are going to the cinema to see, it's called I think it's called The Greatest Heist. The reason I want to see it is because it's about a bank heist in Belfast at the bank I used to work at, as far as I'm, not the bank, the head office is there, and I think it might have been a head office heist. But anyway, I was working there when all this shit was going on. I remember it. I'd left at the time this happened, but it was the bank that I worked in Belfast, to my knowledge. I could be wrong. If it's not, it's on the same square as the little square around City Hall. So because it's two reasons, because it's from here, I want to see it and I remember it, and Eddie Marsden's in it, and I really like Eddie Marsden. I think he's a brilliant actor. He's never bad in anything. So we're going to see that. It starts at 4:10, so we're tying it with picking Isaac about 3:30. Could be a bit tight depending on how long it takes us to get out of school, because it is a nightmare getting out of school, because there's buses and so many cars. It's ridiculous.
You always get one driver that says, "Oh, go on buses, you can all go before me." It's like, what?
So
15 minutes later.
the update I was going to give you, I really shouldn't update you when Isaac's a little shit, but I'm going to update you because you'll all have teenagers one day.
Time to perfection.
And yeah, time. What Darren's referring to, time to perfection, is me having to go around a cyclist and a car coming the opposite way. So I couldn't go around the cyclist, but I was forced to go around the cyclist because the car, that's another thing, the brakes on this are shit.
It's just different pressure, that's all.
Yeah, but my foot was to the floor as hard as it would go and the car didn't stop. I was trying to bring the car to a stop there behind the cyclist and it wouldn't, it just kept going, so I had to squeeze between the cyclist and the car. This car's just a fucking nail, it really is. I don't know if you use that expression anywhere else. If you buy a car that just one thing after another happens to, it's referred to as a nail here. I don't know why. So anyway, last night, so I've always had my wee whinge about Isaac and his not doing things that he's meant to be doing in school. The bedroom thing, you've heard me. So yesterday morning I got up. Now I haven't been feeling very well recently, just his pains in the weather, just after having a virus, just not feeling the best. All this awaits you, lady. Perimenopause symptoms, meaning, sorry about the TMI, but you're talking periods that are lasting nearly a month. I'm scunnered, I'm fed up, I'm drained, I'm just not in the best shape physically, shall we say. I wanted to get back to some exercise, too tired, haven't started any. So got up, feeling a bit shit, had to go into Isaac's bedroom for a specific reason. I can't remember what it was, but there was a reason, because I've avoided it for 3 days at this point. So I go in, cans, papers on the floor, jelly beans, cup, underneath, last week underneath a cushion he had a plate with pizza crusts. You're probably laughing, it's not funny. Clothes, 2 pairs of socks, dirty socks, whatever clothes he'd been wearing the day before, bed's obviously not made, chains that he hangs on his trousers just chucked when I've put places, little hooks for them all to be, all he has to do is hang it on the hook. No. Charger for his PlayStation controller chucked on the floor, charger for his phone chucked on the bed. Next door, in the room that houses all his clothes, he'd been through all his clothes to decide what t-shirts and jeans he was wearing. decided to throw multiple items on the bed, then just take all these nicely folded t-shirts, crumple them in a ball, chuck them back in the cupboard, and it's covered by like a flag. I've got covering the front of IKEA square blocks, and he hasn't even put that back up so you can't see the mess. So I'm already scunnered that day. I've come down, going about my day, fed up. My brain's going, right, he's not getting gaming tonight. And he's taken to coming home wanting to go out a walk. Now, the only thing me and Darren can come out with is there's an emo girl that lives in the new housing estate. Is it that? Is he trying to get her attention? No idea what he's doing. But he's decided he wants to go out on a walk. So I says, right, he's not going walking and he's not going gaming because I'm fed up. Because we've been having this argument for over a year, I'm sure. And the agreement was, you don't get pocket money unless you keep your room tidy. I don't think that's unreasonable, but apparently it is. So I'm already scunnered. I'm sat, thing comes through on Teams from Isaac's school, from the Spanish teacher. Anybody who hasn't handed in their conversation for GCSE, blah, 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 a reminder that the last date is tomorrow. And if you do not bring it in tomorrow, I shall be texting your parents. So, I've been asking Isaac for 3 weeks. A while back I went through something I had to do for Spanish conversation, role plays. He decided on them, we completed them all, we studied them all of that good stuff. And I've been saying to him, right Isaac, there's more, that was me trying to get the car to stop. There's more that you have to do than this. You need to be finding out what it is, because your GCSE speaking portion is in April. We're now on, I think, the 27th of March, and he needs to get this learned, and I'm nagging him, find out.
There must be something else to do. What is it?
So this thing that they were supposed to have done earlier in the week, that this reminder's coming through on, is a different conversation that has to be completed and learned, that I've been nagging. What is it? Don't know. I'm texting him at school, made sure it was lunch, and said, what is this? It's I don't know. I said it's a final reminder. What is it? Is it the thing that I've already completed? It's work and career, or it's work and school. Is it the thing I've done? I don't know. And he just would not give me a straight answer, and the answer was, yes, no, it wasn't the thing I'd done. It's a whole entirely separate, it's a funeral. It's a whole entirely separate thing. At least I got a better day for it than my mum did. My mum will have found that hilarious, that it pissed on us all. Pissed on the lot of us. That'll have amused her no end. Stood round a graveyard, getting pissed on. Not so much that me and my dad was getting pissed on, but the fact that his entire family came out and got pissed on, that'll have amused her. You don't. Hope they're all pissed off. Oh Jesus, you're still on. Right, I will have cut. I won't, because they'll all be sat going, what the fuck's happening? I'd forgotten, and I was waiting for the hearse to drive past, because it's disrespectful to me to drive, but you just sit and you wait until it goes. I'd forgotten you were there. So anyway, he comes home. Cutting the story shorter than it should be. He comes home, and we find out, again, don't know. Find out what it is. Does this need completing? Yes. Anyway, I'm letting Isaac know about my displeasure with this, because there was a strict promise made that we wouldn't be doing this again, that things wouldn't be getting dropped at the last minute. Isaac got an attitude about him, started shouting, started raising his voice, said so many things that I would have got beat into a corner for as a child, including that his dad wasn't kind and he was mean, and
I don't do anything.
You've never had a conversation with me where you haven't shouted and blah. I've said to Darren, if you need to not shout so much, because he's going to blame that for fucking everything. And what's he doing now? Blaming the shouting for everything. But then I got told, with relation to his bedroom, what is it to you what it looks like anyway? So we've got to that point, guys. We're in the teenage, I'm a cheeky little shit. Anyway, a long story short, major argument. Just everything blew up. I don't want you to help me, blah blah blah. I don't want
you
help.
You help me too much.
but not said in a nice way. Basically, I'm
Like a
forcing my help on him, sort of thing. I want to do it by myself, and I'm like, right, absolutely fine. I said, if it were any other year, I said I would leave you completely to your own devices. I says, to show you what examination results you would achieve if I wasn't on your back about revising. I said, it's GCSE. I said, Isaac, I can't, to prove a point to you, let you just do whatever you want, because you'll do jack shit, the exam will come up, you'll have done no preparation, and you will fail. I says, I can't do that. I says, but what I can do is, you can do all the revision and I'll test you on it, and if you haven't learned it and you don't know it, I says, woe betide, basically. So we went up to do the Spanish that would have taken, if he told me earlier in the week that Spanish needed prepared, I could have done it in half an hour. It took him 2 hours. He still has to learn it, and the 2 booklets that he needed to have done, I have timetabled out every single bit of revision up till his exams, because he's got history, maths, English language, English literature and RE exams all next month. Sorry, they're not. Spanish speaking's next month, the others are all in May, near the beginning of May. So we're talking just over a month now, until, like, I think the history is 60% of his GCSE, so it's important. And he went up and he says, I'll learn it. And he went upstairs and he came down. I had done the questions and answers at the back of the booklet, because every subject at the back there's questions and answers. They were all filled out for him. So he came down, I went to ask him the questions, didn't know jack shit. And I said, so I'm right in saying that it's not going in. Eventually he admitted he needed help, but not without being pushed into a fucking corner. Not physically, obviously. So last night he learnt jack shit, and he done a few Spanish questions on a piece of paper, and that took the whole night. He was really rude and obnoxious and quite nasty, to be honest. With the amount of stuff that is done for him, he seems to think he's...
across when they're going.
Why is the bell going at 3:10?
It's probably a lesson change, I don't know.
No, because the school ends at...
Maybe it's a fire drill.
There's a ton of kids already left. I wonder, did they get out early today? Like, I wouldn't be surprised, because Isaac wouldn't fucking have remembered. So anyway, last night was a shower of shit. It was pointless. And he's meant to be staying at Stephen's tonight, which is why we're here. And he would have done the thing, oh, can I stay at Stephen's on Saturday as well? His parents says it's okay. And I've said to him, right, I says, absolutely not. You're coming home. Concentrating on reversing. I says, you're coming home, tea time Saturday, and on Saturday evening, Saturday's his only day that he normally doesn't have to study. Saturday evening, I says, you're going to be doing them 2 booklets that you didn't do tonight. And the thing is, that's my fucking Saturday evening as well now, and he doesn't seem to appreciate it. Yeah, so this is still going. Fire alarm. We don't know if it's a drill or a fire, but like Darren says, it would be really ridiculous if it was a drill at 3:15 when they get out at 3 o'clock. Unless they've decided to do it just before. I've no idea. Anyway, kids everywhere, fire alarm going off. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But he's lost his Saturday night because he couldn't be it. The amount of stuff that he needs to know in a month, it's... If you're not retaining anything as you're going, it's not even possible. History is a subject that's so difficult purely because, like, the stories themselves are interesting enough, and like me and Darren could like convey a lot of things, and from doing his notes and stuff I've learned a lot about history, but can I remember all the dates and names for all the Nazi stuff and all the Northern Ireland stuff? No, I grew up through all that Northern Ireland stuff, so obviously I know a lot of it.
You were teaching that stuff the other day. I wasn't even part of that. I just came in the room and came out, and then the next day you said to him, what was the date for and what were they called? I knew it.
Basically,
like,
it's like we were learning about the first Northern Ireland Prime Minister, who was called Terence O'Neill. He became Prime Minister in 1963. His political party was called the Original Unionist Party. Isaac couldn't remember what year, what the party was called. So basically, nothing's going in, and he has to remember all this stuff for 60% of his GCSE grade in May. He's got 3 of his exams in the 1 week, and one of the others, like on the, I think one's on a Thursday. His English language reset is on Thursday, and then the following week he's got Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He's got 3 exams, and then he's got a week, and then he's got his RE. I'd have preferred like maths was right at the end, so we could just get our maths head on and go at that for the last week. But RE, I mean, he's going to end up having to do RE for A level if he gets back into the school, because there's nothing else he wants to do. He doesn't want to do RE either, but it's easier than remembering fucking dates for history. Plus, the only teacher, to my knowledge, that takes history to A level is Mr. Morgan, which is the teacher he can't stand, the vice principal. Which none of us can stand him. It's not just Isaac. So, yeah, that's the update. Isaac's having teenage moodiness and victim mentality. He doesn't appreciate how much that's done for him in any way, shape or form. He gets an awful lot more done for him and favours and lifts than most other people that we know, certainly than what we had when we were kids. And even his friends, his parents, the other parents don't run round after their kids like we run round after Isaac, and he doesn't appreciate that, and he's like sitting trying to play victim.
And he's that age now. I've also let him have a slight experiment with mild alcohol. That's, you know, a lot of parents won't do that, but the kids are going to touch you whatever you do. So I've said, right, have a taste of this, have a taste, you know.
Yeah, darn, I'll get him, like, for his birthday we got him some beer. We were out for my aunt's 60th, which fell on Isaac's birthday. He had a beer. You know, when we went to the gig, me and Darren didn't have an alcoholic drink. Isaac did, because it cost too much money. But he always gets priority, always, and he is basically sitting saying, my dad never wants to do anything for me. And then his argument when he was told just how much his dad does for him is, oh, but he doesn't want to. I says, yeah, sometimes he doesn't want to.
No, I didn't want to go lunching twice.
Like last Saturday we had plans and you were meant to be getting a lift from someone else. That fell through. So no, your dad didn't want to have to because we had plans. But he still dropped his plans to take you. That, you know. And
then when he was there, he never let me know what time he wanted picking up, and he just texted to basically say, where are you?
Apparently he had arranged with me. He hadn't arranged with me, which is
he claims he made it with me first to you. No, I didn't. He just got out of car and buggered off. So, yeah.
He's just got to the edge where he's been a little bit petulant and a little bit rude now. I think it helps. I don't know. I don't have any sort of reference of anyone I know that has teenagers, and I think if I did, I would find it a lot easier and a lot more relatable to sort of things Isaac's saying and doing, because I know compared to most teenagers, he's an awful lot better, I have to admit. There are teenagers that are better, that do more for themselves. Most of them are girls, to be fair. But, you know, there's ones that are a lot worse, that are out doing an awful lot worse than Isaac's doing. But I'm hoping that when anybody that watches this that have younger kids, like Kelly, like Sue's, when they get to be teenagers and this sort of stuff starts happening, they'll remember, oh God, do you remember Lisa saying Isaac did? So they'll realise it's normal, it's not unusual, this all happened before, the stuff about exams, you'll remember all me ranting and raving. So I'm hoping it makes it kind of relatable for you one day, although I would imagine you guys will have different problems having girls. The boy thing tends to be lack of accountability, messiness, laziness, untidiness, not wanting to do their work, no focus, whereas girls are more, you can leave them to do their work, you can leave them to study, they're more they can cook for themselves, they can, is the thing about badges for scouts, nobody ever showed me. I says, Isaac, they taught you at scouts how to sew on badges just once, no one else ever did. I says, Isaac, at any point did you come and say to me, I would like to sew these on, can you give me a refresher, can you show me? I says, no, you didn't, because you didn't want to. Well, anyway, boys don't want to do shit. That's the be all and end all. If a boy can get away with not doing something, he won't do it. That doesn't change going into manhood. If a man can get away with not doing something, he won't do it. If a woman's going to do it for him, he'll let the woman do it for him. It doesn't change. Women, girls, it tends to be more about, I'm thinking about a woman off Love is Blind at the minute, drama. Just like blowing up at nothing. I don't blow up at nothing. I blow up when I've had one too many pokes, then I blow up. That's really annoying. I think everyone knows the fire alarm's going. You can switch it off now. I sent Isaac a text. Is that the fire alarm? He hasn't responded. I've said we are here. It's now 4 minutes to when they're meant to be leaving school. But yeah, girls, it tends to be stuff about boys, makeup, clothes, talking back, slamming doors, attitudes. Every single parent of teenage girls that I know or that I've heard of have said it's all about, once the girls get to about 12, it's just attitude. It's like a completely different person in the house. To be fair, Isaac will have the teenage Kevin, but he doesn't have the attitude that much. He does sometimes, but not a lot. So there's a kid leaving now, so I'm assuming they're going to start coming out, going for his bus. Right, I'll shut up. I will do a review for the film for my main channel and try and link it at the end. But yeah, I'll check in with you again at some point over the weekend to close it off. And apologies for my inference that these vlogs will get shorter. Now that I've got my car back, I'm talking shy again. Right, the kids are now going back in the school and the fire alarm's still going off. Right, anyway, I'll just speak to you later. Hello, so as you can probably see, this eye's at it again. This eye's been bothering me for a couple of weeks now and it's just got so progressively bad now. I haven't been able to put my contact lenses in. I'm going to put, this is the stuff that I bought for the redness, which has definitely improved here. That's seborrheic dermatitis. It mentions it down here. It's what I think I have, but I think it's spreading. So this is this new spot. I've always had a little bit over here. I'm not overly bothered about that, but this bit is definitely a lot better than it was. It's still here, I can see it, but that's why I don't paint my nails. So I used to use nail stickers, but I had to stop using those for a while because the beds were separating from that like white stuff going on underneath. I've only painted those today as well, and that's already, look at the ends of them all. So yeah, this eye, it's the same eye as before. What I think it is I was told I have dry eye, and ironically, if you have dry eye, your eye excessively waters to try to make up for the fact you have dry eye. And this eye always like leaks here, and like if I'm wearing makeup or eyeliner, you always get like a little run part here. So what I think I'm going to have to do from research is, they didn't mention it the last time I had the eye problem. I was hoping I could get away with it. I'm going to have to switch to daily contact lenses instead of monthly, which basically means you put a new pair in every day. So I've booked myself an appointment with the optician for Tuesday to basically ask them. Getting really sharp pains in it now. I don't know. Yeah, you can see this one's much redder than this one underneath. I've been looking at the eye wall to try and see if, like last time, there's the mark on it, but I can't really see it. So I'm going to bed now. I've been in pyjamas all day because the virus is just shocking. Look at the state of that eye. So yeah, I'm feeling a bit under the weather, a bit run down. Isaac and Stephen busked again last night and today. Now, I don't know if this is believable. Apparently they earned enough money to get a skateboard each. Skateboards were 30 quid each. And they've got a pot of money as well. I have no idea what's going on. But he's back with a skateboard. Apparently their old history teacher was in town and he gave them a £5 each. And this old woman asked them if they knew any Motley Crue, and they played 2 Motley Crue songs and she gave them a tenner. I don't know if this is true or not. And 2 girls were sitting watching for ages, and they went into Iceland and bought them a chocolate orange egg each. I don't know, but he's back and he's well chuffed with himself. We went through the 2 booklets that he was meant to do on Friday night. We went through that tonight. Some of it went in, I don't think it all did. I'm just what will be at this stage. I'm not going to stop stressing, but I'm going to stress less. I got a text from Eugene. He's like the head of all the scouts in our town. I haven't read it yet. It's a WhatsApp. I haven't even opened it, but you know the way you can see the first couple of lines, and all I've managed to see is I was very disappointed to hear, and I can't say. I mean, do you really start it off like that? I mean, when I did all that work in the office, he made no mention of it, but this is the same guy that constantly has a go if you leave one thing out of place. And then when I said I wasn't, when I said I was leaving to Francis, she'll have told him, and she put a message on the All Leaders WhatsApp group, which he didn't respond to. He hasn't contacted me up until this morning, and I think it's been over a week since I said I was leaving, and you would expect him to sort of be in touch within a day of hearing. So I deliberately have not even opened the WhatsApp to respond to it, so he can just sit unread for a day or so. But for the first thing for him to say, I was very disappointed to hear, you know what I mean? Have I not got a life? So that's the scouts done and dusted. I shan't be back. But yeah, that's what's going on at the minute. This eye is the main concern at the moment. It's just not right. It's not as painful as it was before. But the last time, I think what happened was my lens actually stuck to my eye with dry eye, and then when I've tried to take the lens off, I remember a specific evening taking my lens off and it really stinging. And I think it's been, the dry eye has like almost sucked it onto my eyeball, you know, like you know what I mean, like molded it onto my eyeball. And when I've went to take it out, it's lifted a part of the top of my, what's it called, cornea. And when that part that had the scar on it, that's from when I done that. And I think because I've got dry eye and I'm wearing contacts, it's aggravating this eye. It's always, anytime I've had issues with my eye, it's always this eye. So I'm going to see about switching to dailies. It will cost me double what I'm paying at the minute a month, which is, in saying that, it's my eyesight. I pay £15 a month. It used to be 12, it's now 15 for my contacts, which entitles me like to a free eye test every year and a free contact lens test every year to see the health of my eyes. But I think dailies are like closer to 30 quid, so it's like double. But at the end of the day, 15 extra pounds over 4 weeks for my eyesight, you know what I mean? It's important. And I can't wear glasses all the time because, believe it or not, the pressure of glasses on here and here, no matter what type of glasses, give me headache if I wear them for too long. So it's an odd one. I think as well because I can't see very well. Well, I can't read unless I have reading glasses on, which is fine if you've got contacts. You just put the reading glasses on top of the contacts. But if you've got these on, unless you have bifocals, which I tried before and they just didn't work for me, it's just a pain in the arse. Getting old sucks, people. So I'm going to go to my bed and yeah, I should regale you. I'll wait till next week because I've talked so much this week. I should regale you with perimenopause. I don't think I'm in menopause. I'm not in menopause yet, but perimenopause, oh my god, ladies, it's not good. I have just finished, well, let's keep our fingers crossed that it didn't come back again because it's done that twice this month. I have had an almost 4-week period and it's not fun. And then I could go a month and a half and have nothing, and then I could have like a week, and then I could go 2 weeks and then have another, you know, it's just, they go really weird apparently as you're leading up to menopause, and then you have to have had none for a year before you're considered in menopause. So honestly, all the stuff that happens, your skin dries out, your hair dries out, you get stressed, depressed, anxious. I haven't had the depression, I don't think. I've always been an anxious person, but the list of stuff for women going through menopause is just, I am having a bit of the hot flushes actually, but not enough that I could complain about. I noticed, can I show you this? I don't know if these show, they do in the mirror. I've been getting like red rashes here, which I think is this on here. I think it's dermatitis spreading. Oh, there you can see there, them two little bits. and there was more, but I'm not entirely sure where it is. I can't see it very well without, but it has spread onto my chest, so that's great, isn't it? Anyway, I'm gonna go to my bed. This will do me for today, so I'll not do any filming tomorrow. Look at this now. Since last night. It's not good, is it? Got an optician's appointment for Tuesday. Darren's gonna get me some eye drops today, but I think it's persistent dry eye that leads to this. It's not good. So yeah, that's just a little insert into me talking last night. So unless something pops up really interesting, which is doubtful, we've got more revision to do and we're going into my dad's. So I shall speak to you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Keep your fingers crossed for me and my gammy eye. Yeah, speak to you later.